Why was your most despised coworker so terrible? This is the stuff that white-collar nightmares are made of. I had a subordinate, let's call her Mary, not her real name. Mary was very close friends with my boss, who was, in addition to having been promoted several levels above his level of confidence, also had a drinking problem. Shortly after I started at the company, my boss overrode my hiring authority to hire Mary from somewhere else in the company into a position that she wasn't qualified for, and in all honesty didn't actually want. But she wanted the pay increase that went with a new job. Mary made it clear she didn't want the job. Everything she did was half done. She did other tasks in the department that she was more interested in under the guise of being a team player, which left me to do a large part of her actual job in addition to my own and managing 7 other staff. Mary had a very active imagination and would exaggerate her involvement in various projects to get additional credit and bonuses. She would also make up stories to try to get her coworkers into trouble. I caught her in a lie and let her know that I caught her, and that's when things got really ugly. She told my boss a bunch of very creative lies about me, things that had not happened and I was able to prove could not have happened. Time/place, phone records, etc. That made no difference because they were friends. He believed everything she said. He insisted that I change her performance rating, raising it almost 2 levels so that she could get a much higher pay raise. He changed the calculation for her bonus so that she got twice what everyone else in the group got. Mary took this as carte blanche to do whatever she wanted and say whatever she wanted, including shouting at me during a staff meeting because I'd asked her about the status of a project I had given her 6 weeks earlier. My boss thought this was funny. One day, I was called into a meeting with my boss in HR, where I was lectured on the fact that Mary had talked to another colleague and he had told her that I hadn't shown him an important document. I informed my boss that I had an email from that colleague both acknowledging and approving the document in question, to which my boss replied, "But Mary says." "But Mary says" became the justification for a lot of things that had never happened. I requested a meeting with a senior HR person and told them about my worries, to which I was told, "He's a senior manager, his opinion is the only thing that matters." And then I was advised to leave the company. Mary was telling everyone that I was abusive to her because I was requiring her to do her job. Fortunately, everyone other than my boss knew that she was lying. A short time later, I left the company, and the company got a letter from my lawyer. Even though HR matters were supposed to be confidential, my now former boss told Mary everything about the letters from my lawyer and that I was supposed to come back to work after a month so that the company could avoid getting sued in court. Complicated employment law stuff. During that month, over a holiday period, Mary took the opportunity to use my secretary's computer to log into my email. She read all my emails, she altered emails that I had previously sent, and she sent emails to people pretending to be me. According to IT security, she spent hours and days in my email account. What she didn't know was that when I left, I returned my computer to security, so there was no way that I could have accessed my email during that time. She thought she was going to give my former boss all the emails that I was going to use as evidence in the court case. Then my now former secretary got into serious trouble for tampering with my emails because my email was accessed from her computer while she was out on holidays. As it turns out, they were having an affair. I suspected this, but didn't know for certain. After a 6-month-long investigation by HR into a variety of allegations against both of them, individually and collectively, he was fired and frog-marched out of the building by security. She was scheduled to be fired at the same time, but forgot to come to work that day and will be fired as soon as she does. I'm really not a vindictive person, but I confess to feeling a certain amount of glee when my former colleague sent regular updates about the progress of the HR investigations and the ultimate employment termination of these two.